Do you ever feel weary of spending time with God? Maybe we still have our quiet time or devotional time or whatever we call it, perhaps out of guilt or because we're afraid not to. Still, deep down we desperately desire to connect with our Creator. And He wants to connect with us. Figuring out how to do that seems difficult, though. After all, God is God. He's huge and mysterious and greater than us. He's everywhere, yet He's invisible. So we don't connect with God in quite the same way we would with a friend over the phone. Yet He asks us to come and spend time with Him. We need to make room for Him. So how do we make time for God? The answer is simple: we make it a habit to spend time in prayer and reading our Bible. Number 1. Finding a rhythm. Consistent spiritual discipline becomes a rhythm for living in which we can grow more intimately connected to God. Through it, we're actually tapping into our source of strength, faith, and joy. It's how we see our lives changed in ways that can seem hard to believe. We become more like God's children as we spend time with Him. See Romans 8:29. Number 2. Practicing. That means it's ongoing and we'll never get it perfect. But we acknowledge the God we don't see, and sometimes don't feel, is with us. The question becomes, then, how do we practice? We schedule time. It takes effort to find the time and energy to connect with God on a regular basis, just as it does with any relationship that matters. The truth is we can find a few minutes to be alone with God. We strive to be consistent. Commitment to faith is not reflected in the number of days we can check time with God off on our calendars. Nevertheless, it does matter that we consistently set aside time to sit with Him. Try these fresh developing habits. Get really honest with God. Let go of old ideas about how you should approach God. Pour out your heart to Him. See Psalm 62:8. Trust Him to be big enough to handle whatever you're dealing with. Pray scripture back to God. Pick a passage and pray the same one for a week at a time, allowing it to fully sink in. Write a prayer that expresses your heartfelt desire to follow God in this season of your life. If you keep it somewhere close, then you have a starting point for your daily time with God. Think more deeply about small bits. Let that one verse roll around in your mind for a few minutes instead of reading 5 more verses. Give God room to surprise you with insight. If you read only 3 verses in that sitting, that's okay. See Psalm 119. Each moment is another opportunity to reconnect with God, step away from the same old routine, and invite Him to do a new thing in our lives. Connect with God today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.